everything I know.
It was like I was there once. Single parents, hate your appearance. Did you struggle to find your place in this world? And the pain spawns all the anger.
There was one day that I will remember for the rest of my life, and that day was an episode of Steven Universe. Now you might think, how could such a happy, cheerful, adventurous show go wrong? Well, I will tell you. I had gotten home and did my normal routine. I did my homework, got something to eat, etc., etc. My mom had called down to me telling me that she had to go walk one of her friend's dogs because her friend was at work. So I was home alone. Normally, my brother would be with me, but he went with my mom, and my dad was at work. So I was laying in bed on my phone chatting to friends on an app called Pick College. When I looked up to see the Cartoon Network was advertising new Thursdays, it had set up. Next was Steven Universe, one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows other than Pokemon, regular show, and Teen Titans Go. I posted on the app from earlier saying to my followers that I would be back soon. I turned off my phone, set it beside me, and turned up the TV. I was pretty sure that this was supposed to be that Uncle Grandpa Steven Universe crossover, so I was excited, but I didn't get what I expected. The episode started with the normal title theme for the show, which I always loved to hum to. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the theme, but when it got to the title of the episode, that's when it got strange. The normal clothesline that held Steven's clothes was snapped, and Steven's shirt and pants were on the ground, dirty and a bit shredded, but not enough that they were completely apart. The title and a bit of a lighter tint than usual read, Faded Gems. Huh? I thought. The episode is supposed to be named Meet Your Uncle. I went to the guide and it still said the title for the crossover. I thought that maybe at the last minute, Cartoon Network decided to air a different episode that they thought should come before the crossover. But man, I was disappointed. The episode started inside the house, but it was a bit quiet. Steven then came in through the screen door looking a bit sad, but not in a depressed sort of way, just his normal sad face. It was raining outside, so I thought he was just sad he couldn't be out there. Suddenly, Amethyst and Garnet came through the warp pad, but Pearl was missing. I noticed that Amethyst had a tear running down her face, and it looked like the normal cartoon style. Very bright, blue, and not clear. Not hyper-realistic at all. I was a bit surprised by this, seeing how Amethyst is normally the most hyper and cheerful of the group. I went back on Pick College and asked for the Steven Universe fans to chat with me about the new episode. Surprisingly, a few of my followers were seeing the same exact thing that I was. For some reason, the episode went to commercials already, so I decided to chat about what was going on. We referred to each other by parts of our usernames, so this is how the conversation went. I said, Rubik's, Foxy, Creepy, did you guys just see that? Rubik said, Tails, we all saw that. Other Steven Universe fans are spam posting stuff about this. Foxy said, I just don't understand what's going on though. Why were Steven's clothes like that? Rubik said, I honestly don't know. Maybe something to do with Lion. Creepy said, possibly, but Lion's always loyal to Steven. It would never do this. Me. I said, by the way, where's Pearl? Creepy didn't say nothing, and then Foxy said, Rubik's, maybe that's what Amethyst was crying about. Pearl being gone? Suddenly I heard that the show was coming back from the commercials. I said, guys, it's back on. We all continued to watch the show. It came back to where we were, but Steven was hugging Garnet and Amethyst sobbing. It was his normal voice, not like realistic sob, but his normal crying. Then for the first time that episode, someone said something. Garnet said, Steven, everything is going to be okay. Steven said, no, Pearl's gone. She's gone forever. I was shocked by this. I looked down at the conversation. Foxy said, Pearl's gone. Creepy said, gone how? Is she dead? Me. The show wouldn't get that dark, guys. Rubik said, guys, look. I look up at the TV. Lion comes in through the door and is carrying Pearl's spear. Lion walks up to the others and drops it on the ground. It is snapped in half, but Lion didn't do it. It was obvious it wasn't bitten in half, but forcefully pulled apart. How did this happen? Said Steven. Garnet put a hand on Steven's shoulder and started telling him a story. Garnet, as you know, our gems are the source of all our power. If we were to get weak, our gems would lose power and thus fade. Because of this, we would no longer be able to go on and we would just fade out of existence. We tried our best to cure Pearl, but we were too late. This shocked me. Pearl had faded away. Suddenly the title made sense. Faded gems. The gems can fade away. I looked at the TV again. Steven said, I wish she was still here. He started sobbing again. The episode slowly faded to black and played the normal credits. This was so dark. I couldn't believe what I just saw. I looked back down at the phone. Rubik said, what, is Pearl dead? I said, no. She lost her power. She simply faded away. Foxy said, guys, the TV. Creepy said, I've never seen Cartoon Network post a commercial like this. I look at the TV and the normal Cartoon Network font, it says this. We're sorry for the inconvenience. This episode was never meant to be aired. We now return to what was normally scheduled. Then the Steven Universe crossover came on. I was surprised to see that episode. Were all of the gems supposed to fade away eventually? Even Steven? Me and my friends occasionally talk about the episode, but not much. I will never forget that one fateful Steven Universe. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed that episode. If you guys have, be sure to hit that like button below. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. That helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And leave a comment in the comment section below telling me what other cartoon conspiracies and creepypastas you guys would like to see. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Andaull, and peace out.